young travelers, it's Brittany, and I'm here with Dan Post Senning. He's the great-great-grandson, right?
Absolutely.
Of Emily Post, and you're from the Emily Post Insitute. And today we're riding around in this beautiful Ford Explorer Platinum, and you're going to give me some tips on road trip etiquette.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited, and I feel like this is a perfect place to spend a rainy New York City day, so let's go.
Much better than walking around.
Exactly. The first one has to be the music.
Mm-hmm.
Who gets to decide what we play on the radio?
Studies conducted by Ford have shown that the vast majority, well not the vast, but the majority of people think the driver gets the last say on the car entertainment system.
Okay. And what about the windows? I know everybody runs at different temperatures, and it's like, should we run the AC? Should we roll down the windows? Should we put on the heat? Who gets to decide that?
Ultimately, the distraction of the driver is what I think of as the floor. If the driver makes a call on a closed window, for whatever reason, that's the driver's call.
Okay, so I went on a lot of road trips in college.
Me too.
They're like the best way to travel. And we always sort of had this struggle over, okay, who gets to sleep? How does that work if the driver's driving? Should somebody stay awake to keep them awake so everybody's safe? What is the rule on that?
There's a really common courtesy here. If you're the passenger, just ask. You know, I'm getting sleepy here, and sometimes it makes the perfect sense. It's the safe choice. Other times, maybe the driver's getting a little sleepy also, and they might really need that consideration. Somebody to stay up, talk to them, engage with them, and play that extra set of eyes. Really, safety comes first. So just ask.
So what about eating in the car?
Okay, so in a carpool, probably not. Like, it's a courtesy not to necessarily bring that to the car. On a long road trip, it might save time. It might be really nice. Think about foods that aren't too messy, particularly if you're a guest in someone else's car. Foods that aren't too smelly, so maybe...
Like no Indian food? Or?
Indian, bananas, tuna fish sandwich, maybe an extra stinky Italian sub.
All right, so is there anything else? Any other tips that you give to all of our holiday makers who are heading out for a Thanksgiving road trip?
One of the most common applications people use in a car today is a navigation app, and they don't all work the same. So talk about who's going to be in charge of it, how you want to handle it. Don't depend on it. The number of stories I hear about people who sit down in a car, plug in their destination, then aren't happy when they end up in the wrong place. Have some idea of where you're going. Don't just depend on that device. They're incredibly useful, helpful tools, but you don't want to get stuck.
I guess one last question is, what is your road trip pet peeve?
I think if I sat down in a car with someone and they spent the entire drive on their phone or engaged in their own world and weren't part of the experience with me, that would be the thing I would find most bothersome.
Yeah. You need somebody to sing that journey along with you, you know?
Absolutely.
Or Beyonce or whatever's on the
Or
radio.
argue with me about what to play on the radio. We'll get to know each other a little bit better.
I think that's the best thing. Well, Dan, this has been really fun. Thanks for driving around with me on a rainy New York City day and sharing some tips. I think you're going to help a lot of people on their road trips coming up.
It's my pleasure. Mostly it's common sense. If we all think a little bit about what we're doing, we're going to avoid 90% of the rude behavior people experience.